What's going on, my good people? This is me, E.Baker. My artist name, also just my name, period. But basically, I'm doing a little segment that goes along with things they won't say, and it's a little small segment about some conscious talk. And I just really want to shout out the community first off, for everybody that is out there that's really trying their best. And as you see, I put emphasis on that. People that's really trying their best, to do good out there. I really salute you for that, and I applaud you for that. But my focus is mainly on the conscious community and everybody that claims that they're doing the work of God, and everyone that claims that they're out here taking the right steps that they need to take in order to clean up the community. And this is the proposal that I really want to propose to everybody. First thing is, let's quit with all this bashing each other. And what I mean by bashing each other, I mean getting up on here, this person said your name, so now you gonna go and say this person's name and call them out and put up all these segments of where that you going back and forth with each other. Because truthfully be told, the same community that so many of the conscious community saying that you need to X out, which is the rap game, you doing the same exact thing. So why did you think ain't none of these younger brothers and younger sisters trying to hear what it is that you gotta say? Because on one hand, yeah, you dropping knowledge throughout the segments that you teaching, right? But then at the same token, you doing the same thing that they doing, because you talking about with the thought process of, oh well, nah, I'm only calling this brother out because he called me out, or either with the other thought process of drama sale. Well, what's the difference? What is it that actually brings them to the community in order to say, okay, look, y'all, I'm gonna listen to what it is that they kick? It got to be something that differentiates you from them, or differentiate anybody that's doing any type of work of uplifting people from them. For instance, you got two rappers. They get into it. They doing a little battle thing. They going back and forth. But then you'll have somebody amongst the conscious community quickly step up and say, see, that's the problem. They doing this, they doing that. When actually the rappers is only talking about the reality. Right? They only talking about the reality. The truth of their own reality and the situations that they come from. Currently, right now, they probably not still selling drugs. They selling music. And they just making money off of talking about the things of the truth of their realities. But now, what's the difference? What's the difference when you turn around and then you got two conscious people that's going to sit up here and make these videos calling out each other on names and doing it? You're doing the same exact thing. Instead, you're doing conscious talk. So now that brother and that young sister that's sitting up over there that's in the rap game, they sitting back saying, you know what, man? How y'all talking about us when y'all doing the same exact thing? Yeah, y'all kicking up some knowledge, but y'all doing the same exact thing. So come on. I mean, the whole thought process is, for one, we got to give credit where credit is due, and which I always do that. And then for two, we got to know how to make room. And that's to my elders. I respect all y'all. But I'm going to be the one to stand up and tell y'all, if don't nobody else amongst the conscious community want to say it, and I say this here with the utmost respect, it's time to pass the torch on. You can't sit back and constantly talk about others stepping up, coming to go and get the torch, right? But then you don't want to pass it on. Another thing, it is not up to you elders to decide in what way a person helped against this war that everybody want to say that we are in. That's not your decision. If you got somebody that want to be a biochemist teacher, that's their decision to decide to help fight by going to school, being a teacher. Somebody else want to study metaphysics, that's they. If I want to do music, that's my way. It's not up for you to decide. As long as I'm passing through a good message and I'm actually kicking out some dope stuff that's actually catching the ears of where when people they boogieing, dancing and they doing their thing, but at the same token, they can catch what it is that I'm saying. That's my choice. That's not your choice to decide. And it's not your choice to decide for nobody else that's out here, that's amongst the black community or no type of community that's about pushing the agenda forward. That's not your choice to decide. One thing that I always like to say is, listen here. Ever since Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and the Martin Luther Kings, and so many others that we have that's in between there, y'all have to understand one thing. We have been turning and riding on the same wheel with the same treads. That's why we are constantly getting the same results. Every so often, all that we do is what? We get another great speaker out there, right? But then we are constantly going through the same exact issues that we have always been going through. Y'all, it's time to get some new treads up on them tires. That's why we keep sliding, and that's why we constantly keep getting the same exact results. Every time, and every last one of them speakers that I can name, or any one of the other ones that I didn't just mention, but just naming a select few, I guarantee you, you can name when they was out, and then you can name a big issue that was going on. And then right after them, so many years later, another big speaker came, and right after them it came. Hey y'all, it's time to change. That's our problem. Y'all don't see that them treads from all the way back in 1920, 1930, they gone. We sliding everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? The tire, no, you never reinvent the tire. That, no. Okay, we understand the fight that we in. I'm not saying reinvent the tire or the way that the tire rotates. That ain't what you reinvent. But the treads, they always get better. You got Goodyear, you got Michelin, and you got so many other tire companies out there. Do you understand what I'm saying? So please quit being against so many of us brothers that want to step up and say, look, yo, we want to do music. You understand what I'm saying? But then on one hand, okay, we want to turn around and say, well, look, it's all about supporting each other, right? Well, how is it that we support each other when you got people amongst the conscious community, which is way smaller than any other community out here? You understand what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, it's big, but when you compare that to all these other communities that's actually going on out here, it's quite small. How is it that we can actually push forward and do anything like that, right? When we always against each other. Because see, this is the way how I do it. Don't get it wrong. I'm not saying don't be a man or don't stand up and be a woman for yours. So if somebody name you, this is the way how that you kill a person silently, right? I hear it all the time. People make subliminals about the God life. People make subliminals about my life and about my life. Where the king is head or want to talk about little certain things and take shots. Well, the way how I get them is with the silent treatment. All I do is just got to throw something in there just to let you know I seen it. But then I'm going to kill people because they going to see my action. They going to hear through my music. They going to see through my work. So what I am proposing to all of the people that's out there, and there's so many of you all, I really, I do compliment you for the work that I have been seeing you all doing. But what I am really suggesting is if somebody take a shot at you like that, everything it is that person said about you, show through your action. So that means that your next post, the only thing that you should be posting about is everything that somebody said that you didn't got, you ain't even got to point out. But make sure that that's what your next segment about. Oh, this person said I don't know about this. Oh, this person tried to test me on this. So then I come right around and have a segment on that. Oh, well, people, this is exactly what I meant when I said this. This is exactly, that's killing people silently. Because now people seeing everything that it is that a person can try to say about me, I have proven who I am, how I act, how I carry myself, the knowledge in which I hold. And whether you know me directly or whether I got a big name out there or not, truth is what truth is. And everybody knows the truth when they hear it. Now it's up to your spirit and your soul to accept that truth once you hear it. Because see, that's the only thing that you got the ability to try to block out. But as far as your ears knowing the truth, everybody know the truth when they hear it. So these are just a couple little issues and a couple of things that I just really want to jump out there, as far as like pushing the music forward. I also really want to compliment a lot of the artists that I actually see out there that's actually testing themselves and actually want to become extremely creative with pushing out like a different type of message. I have nothing against nobody because I understand that a lot of rappers, you're going to talk about street things. Why? Because, that's your reality. You're a product of your environment. So, you're only talking about the truth of your reality. But at the same token, I also want the rap community and other people to talk about other things, to be a little bit more open. Quit just thinking that the rap game is just about that the street rap, because I come from that. Although that's not currently what my music is about, but I'm just I'm a great example to stand up and say, yo, whoever told y'all that the music game is just about somebody that sold drugs before, they lied to your ass. Seriously. Because I'm so tired of hearing people that if you ain't talking about guns, drugs, or this, that, and the other, people want to say, oh, you ain't about this, man. See, I was really out there. What the hell do being a great artist and what the hell do making great music got to do with you really being out there? Nothing at all. Understand the business that you are in. Creativity is what sells. So just like, hey, I'm going to be the one to step up and tell people on the balance side of, look, man, quit coming so hard up on them brothers. They ain't currently selling drugs. They just talking about the truth of their realities. I'm telling y'all as well. Y'all got to ease up. Quit thinking just because somebody else is singing about love or somebody else is talking about politics or somebody else is talking about relationship type things that they music don't hold. Or they not about it, so to say, because they not speaking about guns and drugs. That ain't how the game go, man. It's a vast majority of things out here that we can talk about. There's a whole lot of things out here that we can help each other with. There's a whole lot of things out here that we can actually support each other with. But that's exactly what you have to give. Another thing that I want to talk about is all these control devices. Listen. And this is predominantly, right now, I'm speaking to everybody. But I want to make this part right here predominantly to the black community. Since the black community love to say that we are in this war. And we do understand all of the hardships and things that we have faced. That I'm not going against. But listen here. Let me tell you something. And I'm going to be one doing it. You understand what I'm saying? I get a name out there, it's E.Baker. Remember my face. I will be the one that's pointing out, and I will be the one that's stepping up to the elders saying, look, I'm not afraid of it. But I'm going to tell you, do not sit there and use the same systematically, or systematically, let me correct that. Do not sit there and systematically use the same tactics that the certain racist Caucasians have used, and that same systematic playbook that they have used to leave us enslaved on us, or amongst other blacks, or other blacks that sleep, or other blacks that don't know, even though I am a woke brother. But I'm just saying, amongst your own black community, and think no one's gonna call you out on it. Because what makes you any better than anybody else that's outside of the black community if you yourself is using those same control tactics to keep the black community controlled and blind? Because there's too many people out there that's amongst the black community that I know right now can help so many other black brothers such as myself that's doing something that's positive, that's pushing forward, and that's actually kicking it ill and kicking it dope. But you know what? Because you ain't doing it the way that they want you to do, they ain't gonna help you. Well, what are you talking about? Then that means that I'm at war with the person that's in the mirror too. And that means, and when I say that, I don't mean myself, but I mean somebody with the same skin color as me. That's exactly what I mean. Somebody with the same skin color as me. How is it that you can sit back and see I'm doing something good and know that I'm heading in the right direction? But you know what? If I don't come and join your team, whatever that your little section is up over there, I don't get no help. Or if I don't come up over here and join this Hitler section, I don't get no help. Or if I don't go up over there and be part of this Hitler group, I don't get no help. But then we all want to keep on crying about how we out here for the black community. How we out here to do things for the black community. Soon somebody say something small like, man, Joe, I think that brother probably shouldn't have wore that shirt. Here you go. A whole segment. Man, bro, let me tell you, I've been out here wearing these shirts, and I know, and they started, and they was over. Man, cut that shit, man. Cut that shit. It was their opinion. Somebody felt that you should have wore a different color shirt. Maybe he was telling you not to wear the white shirt in that segment and wear a blue shirt because a man in blue you can trust. If you know anything a little bit about colors. Maybe he was saying it because of that reason. And I just use that as the example just to say, like, come on. Like, serious? What is it out here that we are really fighting? Injustice is what we find. But then, how is it that we can sit back and say, you know what? It is injustice that we find. Because we got multiple enemies. But we also got the enemy amongst our own color. Because our own color is what? They add to that cycle, keeping us within the same injustice. Unless if you choose to join one of their groups. And to the elders, I got to really stress that point. You know, I got much respect for y'all. But y'all have to understand. Just as well as y'all feel that it's our job as the youth to put in that work. Well, I'm going to tell you, as being part of the youth, I also feel like as part of the youth, it's our job as well to get that torch, to get that light. You can't keep on wanting to reap them same benefits from the work that we'll put in. And I understand that a lot of y'all been putting in a whole lot of work for a whole long time. That's cool. But y'all, it's a new day and time. You can't say because during your time, you had to do it in 30 years. But if I'm brighter and I can get it in less time than 30 and I done already been in this, I'm talking about suffering, going through it. Beat the matrix, standing up strong, and still can sit here and talk about it and decode, teach you about decode, teach you about symbols, teach you about colors. Teach you about exactly how they leaving us enslaved out here, as well as so many others can do it. So if a brother such as myself can sit up and do that, then how is it not right for me to deserve that same limelight, that same pay? I mean, y'all have to understand. It's one or the other. Don't keep on talking about what we ain't doing and has the work of the gods, because I'm going to tell you one that is in tune spiritually. That's a lie. Do not lie upon God's name. Don't sit there and say that it's the work of the gods to keep your own enslaved within the same injustice, should I say. Because that ain't the work of God. To keep your own enslaved within the same injustice that you talk about, the Caucasian man or any other man got us enslaved in, that's not the work of God. See, me, I truthfully got a helping hand. You understand what I'm saying? I truthfully do got it. Because you ain't even got to come and join part of whatever it is that I got going on, which is everything is. And I stand strong upon that. Eternity and infinity. The perfect flow of energy. Infinity. From a man and a woman. I strongly stand on that. 10, 2, 12 together. 13. And keep going and keep going and keep going. I strongly stand on that. But guess what? I'll still give you help. I'll still give you help if I got something to help you. If I can still profit off of saying, okay, look, you ain't got to join my group, but you know what? You're extremely dope, so I'm willing to put some money in there. We can write up a little contract. You understand what I'm saying? And look, I get my percentage off for it, and we just keep it going like that. That's truthfully somebody that's down for the struggle. You ain't down for the struggle if you only down for whoever it is that's a part of your group. I don't care what color your skin is. You understand? So y'all have a good day out there. Once again, I do want to congratulate everybody that's really trying their hardest to do so good out here amongst the community, you know, and uplift with a great message. But if If you really want to be about it, being about it is calling it out as well. You understand? You can't press a person wall against the or press a person back against the wall. And once you have pressed that person back against the wall, you mad at them for kicking, punching, biting, and doing everything that they had to do to get their back up off of that wall. No, you have to blame yourself. Because you too are doing the same thing that you claim that your enemy have been doing for us for so long. Peace out.